What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel for an interview I'm very excited about because I'm obsessed with the Midnight Club. You were all exceptional. I would waste all of my time right now singing your praises. The show is something else, and I hope you all are very proud.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean it. One rapid fire question before we dig into some spoilers here. But let's say you, as in real you, were in the Midnight Club. What would your mug look like, and what would be in it?
Wow. That's a great question.
Maybe I should have saved it for tonight.
I know what mine is.
I know mine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I would have a wine glass, like a really pretty wine glass with some Snapple in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. For me, it would be one of my 8 cat mugs that I own at home. So probably that and tea. I'm very boring.
Mine would be of an elephant, and the trunk, you would have to drink out of the trunk, and it would be filled with strawberry Fanta.
I would go with a crystal goblet, and I would have coffee because I cannot stay up that late.
I would have a massive jug, and it would be filled with raw vodka.
I was waiting for something.
Yeah.
I would have a handmade ceramic blue cup, and it would have hot chocolate, but like Mexican hot chocolate, so it's like kind of spicy, with some little marshmallows in it. Because why not?
I don't want to follow that. I would have a giant thermos with a chocolate milkshake. Yeah.
I'd have one of those like German like big mugs with lots of beer in it. I'm just kidding. No. Just.
I mean, we have a jug of vodka. All right, let's get into some specifics here. Before I even touch spoilers, Iman, my first question is for you because I happen to have been listening to the audiobook, and I think it's the coolest thing ever that you got to play your character in the show, and then you got to voice so many of the characters in the audiobook. So I was wondering, is there anything you came to appreciate more about a different character tapping into them yourself?
I mean, I thought that it was just cool to try to bring to life what everybody did in the show's adaptation. I had a great appreciation for what Chris did with Spence because his character is just so lively in the book and in the series. And Sandra's character too. I had a lot of fun playing Sandra and bringing what Annarah did as well.
I love it. All right, who am I going to come to next? Should I put up the spoiler warning? I think I should. This is it. Spoiler warning. We got one question in for that. But spoiler warning, if you have not seen all of the Midnight Club, this is it. You push pause, you go binge it, and then you come back and press play, and it starts right here. That's it. All right, it's happening. Ruth, I'm coming your way because I've already said it to you. It is astounding to me that this is your first acting experience. So when you jump into it, is there any particular scene that you circle in red and say to yourself, this is the most intimidating of the bunch for me?
All of it. All of it. I remember like we got the first 2 scripts, and I was like, how am I going to remember all these lines? And then we got another, 8? And I was like, there's more? But Mike was a brilliant director. So it was, and she was such a well-written character. So I think my job was made. I was eased into it slightly a bit more, yeah.
In the end, is there any particular scene you're most proud of that you're going to look back and say like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that?
Yeah, I surprised myself during 7, I think. Yeah, I'm proud of 7, and I don't say that very often about myself, but yeah.
Please say it for yourself this entire series. I mean, all of you for that matter. Adia, I'll come to you next. I am curious, if Cherie did tell a story during the Midnight Club, what kind of story do you think she would tell?
I don't know. I feel like Cherie is a little edgy, so I feel like she would tell something. I mean, you guys could do this, but I really want to do like a Mad Max kind of series or something like a kind of weird like sci-fi, like in the desert fighting for human rights kind of thing. I think that's kind of what Cherie would lean towards, and I would love to do something like that.
This would make me sound spoiled after getting an excellent season of the show, but now I want like a bonus episode, like Netflix did with Sandman, and that could be the story.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool.
I have one more question for you. Is there any particular lie that she tells that got cut out or was just like so outlandish that you got to play around with it?
There is. I don't know if it was a lie, but it was like when we were on the beach and I was talking about beach high, something high school, high pie. I don't know what I was saying, but I was like losing it and I was having the best time and I was laughing like a fool and nobody else was laughing. But yeah, that was like the one time I like really went far, I think, but then it was super fun.
Now I'm just thinking, what was it? Death Pie High?
Yeah.
That's it? Okay.
Exactly, Death Pie High. That's what it was. And I like did a whole thing.
Igby, I'll come your way next for a broader question. And actually, this isn't really spoilery, but Heather came in earlier and she was saying a little something about all of you. And for you, she was praising just like how seriously you take your craft. So it was making me wonder, going forward, is there any new tool in your acting toolkit, so to speak, that you can credit to Midnight Club that you're looking forward to exploring further on a next project?
Absolutely. And I will credit directly to Heather. She taught this wonderful trick about hitting your mark where you walk backwards from it. And I will give her all the credit for that because I definitely miss it 90% of the time.
That is probably a really good trick. I'm surprised more people have not said that. Adia and Sauriyan. So I am obsessed with the scene that you have in episode 10, that conversation where you're in profile, you're in the background. Just tell me everything about doing that scene together, because from my perspective, it seems like that particular moment, it's just of the utmost importance to have the ideal scene partner in each other or it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is I told Sauriyan to make me cry. I was like, you have to try as hard as you can to make me cry in this scene, but
Aya's a really good crier. Like she can turn it on and off. So I don't know if that was because you know how to cry really well. So I don't know if that was me or that was just you.
That was genuine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we didn't talk a lot about that scene beforehand. We just kind of like, okay, we know that there's a big heavy scene coming up, and like it's the first time you see Amesh's vulnerable side and how he's really okay. This is real. It's coming. This whole time has been, fun and games, but now it's, it's starting to get real. And so I feel like Natsuki being by his side is, I don't know, I don't think he would want anybody else to be right there with him. So I love that scene. It's an amazing scene.
I broke down completely when I watched that scene.
Oh yeah, me too.
I just was on the floor crying. So.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful moment. One for you now, Chris. So one of my favorite scenes of yours, or specific moments of yours, is right after Sandra tells Gimme a kiss and apologizes, and you go up to her and you like have a moment where you look at her and kiss her on the forehead. There's a million and one ways someone can accept and respond to an apology. So I was wondering what it was like collaborating, I guess, with your director or Mike, figuring out the right way for him to receive that and then express how he feels about it.
Yeah, I think that day I just had to really sit and watch Annarah do her magic. I just remember Annarah's such a silent weapon, I think. So definitely a black sheep. So quiet in the green room, and then she comes on and she just kills that monologue, and I hated Sandra. Honestly, while reading, it was hard for me to take myself away from Spence, I guess. And I would tell Annarah, I'd be like, oh no, I hate Sandra. Like she did this and it's evil. But I think, Annarah just made it that so lovable that it was easy for me to forgive her. Yeah, for sure.
It's another beautiful moment in the show. And I'll come to you next with a really key reaction moment for your character when she hears about her misdiagnosis, because that's another thing where there's a whole bunch of different ways that can be received. So what was it like collaborating with the director on that episode in order to, make sure it was authentic to character?
Yeah. I mean, that moment was so hard to figure out, like just reading it too, because it is a very joyous thing. She gets another chance at life, but she was so ready and all of her friends were so ready. And she kind of feels like she's turning her back on them a little bit, you know, because she gets to go live her life. But yeah, like collaborating was really nice. And with Heather too, like she was just giving me all she had. And it was hard, but it was really, really cool to like find, I guess, like a new way of expressing it. And like I did a lot of research too, like on YouTube and things like that, of like people our age who are going through the same thing. And you can deal with grief in so many different ways. And I think that moment she was grieving the life that she was leaving behind, even though she was going to, you know, pass on, but she would miss her friends, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. I'll try to squeeze in a couple rapid fire questions here. Very quick game. This is my favorite game to play because I love horror movies. We're going to put you all in a zombie movie. So paint the scene for you right now. Paint the picture. There is a zombie outbreak on the set of the Midnight Club. I'm going to give you some like superlative type things, and you need to tell me which real person, not the character, the real person best suits it. And there's a lot of you. So whoever shouts out the answer first and explains why, that's the right answer. Who is the most likely to be the last to catch on and not realize that there are zombies on set?
I feel like
Chris.
Yeah, definitely Chris.
yeah. Chris.
What the hell?
How do you feel about that?
I mean, probably. Like, yeah.
How about who is the most likely to sacrifice themselves for the others?
Sauriyan.
Oh, double sacrifice.
Here's another very flattering one. Who is the most likely to trip and fall while running from the zombies?
You can't say me, that's ableist.
Come on.
I'm gonna say Iman.
Come on.
How about, this is my favorite one. Who's the most likely to get bit and then try to hide their infection from the group?
Igby.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
I need an explanation for this one. Why?
Yeah, guys, why?
I feel like he's so strategic.
Yeah.
That's why.
I agree.
Maybe.
How about who is most likely to be the last one standing?
Annarah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Really?
Yeah.
Adia.
I was gonna say
Adia. Adia knows how to fight.
Yeah. Adia's tough.
I like that.
The last two.
Here's the last one. This doesn't really happen in zombie movies, but I like asking it. Who is the most likely to be turned into a zombie but be so determined to live that they fight the change and come back at the last possible second to help save the day?
I want to say Ruth. That gives Ruth energy.
Yeah.
So many compliments here, guys. Great interview. Can we go longer?
Happily, but you guys have a panel and like a whole crowd to wow right now with that first episode that is filled with jump scares that's going to entertain the Comic-Con crowd. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to talk more. Huge congratulations on the Midnight Club.
Thank you.
thank you so much.